Alright, so now we're going to do the rear brakes on our 2013 Camry. For this job, let's see, we've got our 14mm socket to remove the caliper and our ratchet, and then we have our caliper piston compressing tool, and then we also, because rust builds up around the hub here, and the rotor that can make the rotor more difficult to remove. We have a couple of little 12mm head bolts that go into the holes here. There's 2 holes, and then our ratchet with a 12mm socket, and then let's see. And then on the back here, which we can't see, but there's the bracket mounting bolts that are 17mm. So we have a 17 socket right there. Okay, and then to hold the sliding pin in place when we loosen and tighten our mounting bolt there, we have a 14mm wrench, which has actually been ground down a little bit because this is a narrow space, and sometimes your wrench as it is will not fit in there. So a little grinding does the trick. Alright, so we get our 14mm socket, and there we go. Alright, get these mounting bolts loose. There we go. And then caliper just slides off, and then there's our piston that we're gonna compress to make room for new brake pads, because the old pads are thinner and that piston gets pushed out, so we got to push it back. So we're going to take out our pads. They just slide out, and it's going to keep the outer and inner in their position. So next, let's see, get this out of the way. So I want to be careful to not let this hang by the brake hose. That's not good for the hose. Alright, luckily we have our nice flex head breaker bar, which not everybody is necessarily going to have, but if you have a tool like this, it's really helpful in this kind of situation here. Oh, dude, smack the camera. Is it okay?
Damn. No, it's alright.
Oh, good, jeez. Damn, the sucker's on tight. Holy crap. Yeah, let's see. Can I get it from below? There we go. Now let's see if no, it doesn't give us enough room. An impact tool would also be good. Oh, yeah, too, I gotta orient the camera. There we go. Alright. So those were on there pretty tight. And let's get them the rest of the way off. Nope, lost the glove. Crap. Okay, so we're going to remove our caliper mounting bracket now. There we go. Okay. Alright, and then the rotor. Yeah, that one is a little bit stuck, so I'm going to use these 12mm head bolts to pull it off. There we go. Starting to break free. do a little bit at a time each side. There we go, let's see. There we go. Alright, now that's off. Oh, and definitely make sure that your parking brake is not on, because this is the parking brake right here. And that is not going to be good to be removing it, the rotor, with the parking brake applied. Alright, so this is just for our demonstration purposes, but yeah, you want to check and make sure that your parking brake shoes are in good condition, and then we put on your new rotor or your resurfaced rotor and just slide that on. This one stays nicely in place, and then we're going to reinstall our caliper mounting bracket. Let's see here. Okay. Alright, we got those tightened down, and when you're putting it all back together with your new pads, make sure that you put lube between the appropriate brake lube between the shim and the pad, and then on the contact points it's good to put a little bit of anti-seize or brake lube to avoid noise. That can help you avoid having any squeaks. So then we're just going to put our pads in. There we go. And then our caliper, the other part of this is compressing the piston. And oh, actually, take one of those pads back out. You can use the old brake pad, and then the piston compressing tool. It's a pretty simple tool you can find at any auto store. Let's see. It just mounts in like so, and this pad is pretty thick, so we have to back it all the way out. There we go. So you just thread it, and it pushes that piston. Piston's going to go back, as you can see there. Alright. Now we're ready to put the caliper onto a new set of pads. Alright. Oops. There we go. Oh, and also check your sliding pins here to make sure that those aren't frozen up. Those do have some lubricant on them, and if they are dried up, well, actually, anytime you do the brake job, it'd be a good idea to lube them up, because you don't want those to lock up. Then you'll have problems with brake wear. And so then we're going to put our mounting bolts back in, and I ripped into the glove. Okay, this is where we're using our shaved down 14mm wrench, and then our 14mm socket, and then tighten these mounting bolts down. There we go. Same on the bottom bolt. we go. And then before you go and drive the vehicle, make sure you press on the the brake pedal a couple of times to compress that piston against the brake pads. So that way your pedal doesn't drop to the floor. You don't want to have any safety issues when you're driving away in the vehicle. And that's about it for rear brakes.